Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of my Max Cash flipping series. Now, I didn't upload an episode last week, and there's a reason behind that. Mainly that the last 2 weeks has been kind of rough for flipping anyway. I've been doing great. Pretty much every item I have tried has either been extremely mediocre or a straight up loss, which has been kind of demotivating. I didn't really have enough interesting clips to put in last week's episode, and there's kind of one other development I wanted to mention. A very close friend of mine recently has been getting into raiding, and I decided I kind of wanted to learn raids as well. And my friend was very willing to teach me, and I thought this would be a really good opportunity to learn raids without having to worry about letting a team down. And I've been really enjoying it. I'm up to about 5 KC now. However, to do raids, I had to transfer over a bit of money. I transferred over about 275 mil. Don't know why I didn't just round it up to 300. So as of March 28th, that money is actually off this account, which I didn't really end up planning on doing. So because of that, the last couple of weeks have been a bit messy. So that's going to be a consideration at the end of the episode. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. But anyway, guys, that is enough rambling. Let's get in with the episode. Alright, so we're starting this week off on March 18th, and with around 1 bill, 227 mil. So much money, I still can't believe it. I think we're doing pretty well for ourselves. I think we are pretty much on schedule to hit max cash in around 6 months. Not sure if I'm going to do it or not. It's going to be a little tight, especially if pretty much anything bad happens. So last week I had a ton of luck flipping the nightmare items, and the week before that as well. However, this week it does finally look like the items are starting to crash pretty significantly. So I still kind of want to try them out, but it can be very challenging to flip items that are crashing quickly, because if you buy the item and you're gone for even like 10 minutes, sometimes you could lose millions of GP without even realizing it. Okay, so today I have a ton of editing to do, and I need to go do a Costco shop, which now has turned into like one of the most dangerous activities I do. But you know what, whatever, I think we'll be okay. The Costco in my neighborhood is now limiting people to 300, which sounds like a lot, but Costco is fucking massive, so I think it'll be fine. Who knew that in 2020, the riskiest activity would be grocery shopping? That is wild. Now, because we're going to be gone all day, I put in really slow flips. We're doing the Swift Blade, the Dragon Full Helm, the Third Age Kite Shield, the Cape of Skulls, and the Dragonfire Ward. Maybe later today I'll do a couple of active flips, but we'll have to see. Okay guys, well, I survived my trip to the grocery store. I did have to like knock over a pregnant lady and an old person just to get to the toilet paper in time, but I beat them out, you'll be happy to know, and well, they're pretty good sports about it. Okay, so while we were gone, we had one really good flip on the Twisted Blueprint actually for a 3.1 mil profit. I haven't really been having too much luck on that item recently, so that's a really nice profit. Other good things here is we actually did about a 1.2 mil profit on the Dragon Hunter Lance. Just was kind of in the background there. We got about 800k on the Swift Blade, the Anguish Ornament Kit, and the Eternal Glory, so kind of middling profit there. But overall bringing us up around a 6.6 mil total profit, which is really quite good. Now it is a lot later in the day, it's already 9 PM, so that took quite a while. Now one trap I kind of keep falling into over and over again are these type of items I'm doing right now. I've done them a lot, they do work, and the reason I end up doing them is because they seem kind of time efficient, because often I'm gone and I want to put in something that takes a while to buy. Honestly, I'm not even sure if that is worth it. I sometimes feel like I might be better off not flipping anything while I'm gone and just coming back and doing a bunch of active flips, because those seem to be making me a similar amount of money and they're way quicker. And then I don't get stuck with these items for days on end. Okay, but we have about 533 mil left here, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to buy the Eldritch Orb. Ended up with around a 30 mil profit on this last week. I'm not 100% sure what the price is, but I think it's somewhere around 385 mil. Okay, we didn't insta-buy it, that's good. Kind of nervous on this because the item is really volatile and seems to be crashing, but let's give it a try. Well, I had a really nice flip on the Site Divider this morning for a 1.8 mil profit. If only I could do more than one at a time. The margin really does change a lot. It's kind of hard to lock down 8 quantity at a 1.8 mil profit. That doesn't happen very much because that would be like a 50 mil profit. Now with that said, everything finally sold off, including some flips we had done earlier. The Ring of God, stuff like that took about a day and a half to fully sell. However, pulling everything out, we're up to 1 bill 243 mil, which means we're at about an 18 mil profit on the episode so far, which really isn't too bad for 2 days. Okay, here is a ridiculously clean flip I did on the Ancestral Robe set. It is a set combination, but perfectly did 6 of them for an 884k profit, which means just on that I got 5.3 mil. Kind of goes to show why I like the item set combination so much. They almost always have a decent margin, and even sometimes they have an amazing margin, which we just saw here for an easy 5.3 mil profit. Alright, so I really hope I don't come to regret this, but I kind of want to try flipping the volatile orb. There really just aren't enough trades to get an accurate picture of what the price is, but I'm going to try buying it for somewhere around 585 mil. Now this is on March 22nd, so you may already know if this is a bad idea. Oh, that's not what you like to see. That is not what you like to see. Okay. Well, we insta-bought it for 574 mil, so we're kind of close. So yeah, I guess we're just going to try selling it back for the same price, and afterwards maybe we'll try to find the buy price and get a rough margin. That's kind of scary though. Okay, well, I gotta say this could have gone worse, but it did not go well. We ended up taking a 4 mil loss on the first one, and then they decided to go ahead and try to buy another one at that price, and then we proceeded to lose another 5 mil. Unfortunately, I was either too impatient, probably the most likely cause, or the item was crashing in price, in which case I lucked out. It may just not be worth it, because there is a real possibility I could lose hundreds of millions on these things. And realistically, this could be just straight up gambling, because I have no clue. The market does crazy things, and it can be hard to predict, even in RuneScape. So yeah, we just took a 9 mil loss. Not really happy about that, but let's go see if we can bounce back. Oh my god, here we are back again with the same old goddamn items. I don't know what happens. I swear I go to put something else in. I check these items and they have good margins, but they're traps. They take forever. That margin never sticks and I get undercut on it. I think I always get to this point where I've done items so much in this series that it's on the radar for so many people that I just immediately get undercut on it. It's definitely my own fault. So to kind of break away from this for a bit, I'm gonna go ahead and do maybe half an hour, 45 minutes of active flipping. It's going to be a nice change of pace, and things are really crazy right now because a lot more people are heading to the nightmare. And whenever PVM is booming, there are really good margins to be had on pretty much all of the equipment. So we started off at 1251 mil. We're going to buy a bunch of things like the Abyssal Bludgeon. Even the Banzo's Chestplate has over 100k profit. We're going to do the Imbued Heart, Ceradome Godsword, Dragon Hunter Lance, stuff like that. I'll come back in a bit and we'll see how much money we can make. Oh man, that actually went so well. I wish I was recording that. We made about 5 mil in literally half an hour. So half an hour for 5 mil, that is really good. One kind of mini goal of mine has been to try to get 10 mil in an hour from flipping. I haven't quite hit that yet because I often run out of items to flip after an hour. But yeah, there we go. That's an easy 5 mil profit. Okay, after a couple of days of really mediocre flips, finally came in with a really nice overnight profit. And on a couple of items that, well, I've done before but haven't really worked. First up here we have the Ring of the Gods, which we ended up getting a 3.1 mil profit on. And we also got a really nice profit on the Uncharged Toxic Trident E. Haven't really had too much success on that before, but over the last day that gives us a 1.7 mil profit and about a 2 mil profit on the Cape of Skulls, bringing us an 8 mil total overnight profit. Well, I guess it's also 7 p.m. so overnight plus day, which brings us up to 1,263 mil. Which means we're about 40 mil up on the episode. However, we have ran over our week by a couple of days now. Alright guys, so at this point, I have made a transfer to my main account in the sum of around 270 mil, although I think I will have to transfer an additional 10 mil. So let's say 280 mil I have now lent out as an investment. But I'll have you know I did finish my very first raid. and it was really a blast. So I think I'm probably going to keep that money on there for the foreseeable future. So I think I'm going to upload this video tomorrow, and I'll kind of explain what's happening. Okay, so here we finally are, March 31st. It has been quite a week, to be honest, kind of challenging. So as I mentioned earlier, a fair bit of money was transferred off the account to go ahead and try to learn raids, and I'm just having a blast doing it. So I'm going to keep the money there as an investment. I do plan on paying that money back, either when I get enough money to just straight up pay back the debt, or eventually if I don't feel like doing raids anymore, I'll just sell the gear, give the money back. Since I'm such a nice guy, I'm not going to be charging him any interest. I know this does kind of make this more confusing than it needs to be, but it's just something I really wanted to do, and I really just didn't feel like being constricted to having to wait another 2 months or something to start raids. So anyway, long story short, we have transferred over exactly 280 mil, a 270 mil initial transfer, plus an additional 10 mil so I could afford a deck scroll, which means on this account we should have roughly a bill, it might be a bit under. However, overnight I got a pretty nice profit on a few raids items. We have the Ancestral, which I ended up getting about a 500k profit on 7 of them, so that's about a 3.5 mil overnight profit. We got about a 280k profit on about 8 of the Twisted Blueprints, and my completely botched Just This Year armor set combination even brought in a bit of money. At about a 1.3 mil profit. Collecting everything, we're up to 1 bill and 1 mil. And as we have about 280 mil invested on my main account, that means we made about 53 mil over the last 2 weeks. Really, really bad. Partly that was to do with kind of a lack of motivation, partly because I ended up losing a lot of money on a few different flips, the majority of that being on the orbs, but just overall a lot of weird losses on just regular items as well. So this week was challenging. I had a lot of losses, but I feel a lot better having gotten this episode out. I kind of need to release this in the same way that I just need to sell off a bad flip. Mentally, it is draining. It's better to just sell things off for a loss, start anew with a fresh start, a fresh brain. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the episode. So I'm going to see how much money I can make over the next week or two just from 1 bill. We're going to be grinding out raids on the side with my friend, and if we get any good drops, we're going to be transferring some of that money back over. So anyway guys, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.